Let's go from this to this. Getting those wires cleaned up and hidden with a great kit that has everything you're gonna need. Here, let's take a look. Okay, here it is, guys. I got it from Home Depot. It's actually pretty cheap, but this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you how this works and what it comes with. This is a complete kit that I think you guys are really gonna like. This kind of shows you what's all in it. It's something. Look at this. They even give you a hole saw. It's a 3.5 inch, and we're gonna go ahead and use that to cut the drywall. Now these here are they are a fish tape. But yeah, you just kind of shove her in there. You're gonna go through the wall and pull it out, and pull the cords up with it. It's like I said, this is a complete kit. These will accompany these. And here's the one that's gonna plug into this and then plugs into your wall. Now these are the actual wall plates. Oh, that's all that's gonna stick out from the wall. So here's your wall. That's all you're gonna see. Kind of nice. These are rubber. So this is where your cables are gonna come through from here. So that's how that works. Actually like this. So that's gonna sit like that. We'll just use this one for an example. And that sits like that. So that comes out this way and down, and this way and up. You're gonna use these inside the wall, and that's where these go. So these are just a push in, and you're done. So that is the whole kit. It's fantastic for, you're not having to mess around with, tagging into a junction box or into an outlet. You just gotta be, it's gonna be about 4 to 5 feet right here away from your outlet at the bottom. Oh, and if you do need, they do have a pretty good layout here with their instructions that I think anybody can do it. I mean, this is just so easy. Let's go and take this in and get it wired up. First things first, I unplugged the wires for the TV still on the wall. That way I can use the painter's tape to mark out the lower corners of the TV and where the HDMI TV plugins are. Next up, we need to go ahead and find where the wall studs are. You want to make sure that you are clear of those because you'll have a really bad day otherwise. Now you can use, if you don't have a stud finder, you can actually use earth magnets to find the drywall screws, and that's where your stud is. As you can see, the stud finder lights up when it finds an edge of a stud with a little arrow there. Find the next stud and you're ready. Now the scary part. Use this method and you won't need to be afraid, I promise. We have everything marked out. The HDMI input, the stud location, the lower corner. Next, make your center mark where the hole will be. Then we'll use the level to line up the lower hole placement. I'll show you that here in just a second. Next up, I use the plastic container bottom. This is, the kind that comes with the pre-sliced deli meat. They're great for things like this and storing stuff. But I drill a hole in the center of it, and then that way I can place the hole saw inside like this. Now what this does is help from getting drywall dust everywhere, which it will do. And speaking of drilling the holes, be sure to only drill deep enough so you won't hit any wires on the inside of that wall. Not saying there's going to be, but just so you know you won't get into that and have a really bad day. Now getting the lower hole cut, I used the level here and lined it up off the center of the power receptacle to the left, and that way I keep them kind of nice looking on the wall, and straight down from the upper hole center. Now I use tape to mark out the center of this too. I use tape to do this so I'm not writing on freshly painted walls. Next up is getting the wire channel cut and in place, just push the channel into the clear plastic chase right here, like this. Then place it on the top hole, and let it hang down to the bottom hole, where you can mark the top section of that hole. And that's how long that channel should be. Carefully cut the tube to length with a sharp, like say, carpet knife. Now you can use all kinds of saws for this or anything like that. I just use a knife just to be careful. Choose a groove and cut around it. Now if you do need to extend the height of it or the length of it, use a splicing coupler for that. For me, I find that I never place a bottom of the TV higher than 41 inches for single row seating. It's just a lot more comfortable watching, no neck or eye stress at all. Next, running it through the walls. This is pretty straightforward, but some of you may have insulation in the walls, or the holes may not line up straight enough, etc. If that's the case, you may want to use that included fish tape that they give you. Yeah, it's called fish tape. Once you have it installed in the wall and the clear plastic one is set in the correct spot like this one is, screwing these screws will flip out these attachment ears just like on the remodel box works. The ears go behind the drywall and tighten up as you screw to the right on them. Now I do use a manual Phillips head screwdriver on these instead of the screw gun, because it's way too easy to strip out the clamping ears, and you don't want to go through all that, and it just takes just a little bit longer. Now once the upper one is tight, you can either run your HDMI, USB, or other cables through it. Now I ran mine after, as you can see. I included the additional spare HDMI cable, which I do suggest you do, just in case you need it further, or you're going to put a handful of cables through for every HDMI setup you have. I use a 5-to-1 switch on that, but I'll show you that here in just a second. Next, run your cables through the lower clear plastic section and then place it in the hole, inserting the channel into it, and then tighten it up. Next is the white one. Now using this power extension is where you can connect the power to the outlet below. But in my case, I went with the Monster Power conditioner box and then the box to the outlet. As I mentioned, instead of running a bunch of HDMI wires through or USB wires, where I only needed the one with this 5-to-1 HDMI switch. I can't tell you how nice it is, and only about 39 bucks. I'll have links to everything in the description of everything that I've used and what I have, and at the top of the comments section also. Now, what is a power conditioner, you say? Now, it's a home theater power source that regulates the power to each device. Otherwise, a very, very complex surge protector, but with much more clean power. Let's go ahead and go back to the HDMI switch. I'm going to go ahead and use a Velcro pad to hold the HDMI switch right here in place, so I have access to it for testing products in the future. But you could attach it on the back if you wanted. The IR signal will get to it, so no big deal there, so you don't have to see it. Next, plug everything back in, zip tie those loose wires, and you're all set. Now here you can see, using the remote provided, changing the different components is easy. You can also press the buttons on the switch too, so either way. But as you can see, what it does for the aesthetics, the look of it, looks just nice not having wires there. Now you have a clean install with the most friendliest and fastest kit I have ever worked with. So I hope you enjoyed it. Please hit that subscribe button if you're not subscribed, and maybe give a share or a like on this. I would appreciate it. It sure helps us out. See you on the next one.